Good evening, I guess. It's 8:10 right now p.m. and today is November 19th, 2018. Today makes 36 weeks and 5 days. So I thought that the next time I would be on here would be when I'm a little bit closer to having my baby, or closer to my due date. But to be honest, that could be any time from now until the next few weeks. Anyway, I don't want to jinx myself and have her too early either. But definitely don't want to have her too late. Full term is 42 weeks, but they consider that for some reason, what you call late term. And that full term is like actually from 37 or 30, I think it is 37 to 40 weeks. Hold on. Okay, so today, what I really came up to you guys, what I'm really recording about today is this article about labor and what it feels like, okay? And I'm getting this article from this app that I have downloaded on my phone. I used to have it downloaded on my mom's phone, but I deleted it after I got me a phone because I was without a phone for a while. So I was kind of using her phone and my boyfriend's phone for the app. So I deleted it off her phone to save her some space since I got me a phone now. So anyway, a baby center is also a website. You can go to babycenter.com or get the pregnancy app, the baby app. So I'm getting this from off of babycenter.com. And this is also in the app under 36 weeks. Ooh. She is moving right now, yeah. Okay, so the title of this article is called Labor and What It Feels Like. I'm going to read to you what this article says. And I think it's a lot to read in this article. So I don't know, I may skip over some things, may not. But this is just for moms who may just come across this video, you know, moms in that nursing stage or preparation stage where they want to know before they give birth what it may feel like or have an idea. And this article kind of tells you about labor pains. Okay, so here it goes. Learning about the technical aspects of childbirth is definitely valuable, but even the thickest medical textbook won't answer the question that burns brightest in many expectant mothers' minds. What does labor actually feel like? The only way to truly find out, of course, is to experience it. A bit of a catch-22 for first-timers who want to know what they're in for. So we did the next best thing and asked nearly 1,000 baby center readers to tell us about their own labor experiences. No one can predict what your labor will be like, but hearing from those who have been there can help you get familiar with the possibilities. Labor is like a box of chocolates. Our survey results made one thing clear. Labor is different for every woman, with pain ranging from mild to extreme. Even the epidural reactions varied widely. One mom used the words of Forrest Gump to describe it. Labor is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Here's a list of how some women describe labor pain. My pain was irritating, but not unbearable. I get that. I hear a lot of some of my Facebook friends say that. They said that it was. A lot of them say. I mean, not a lot of them, but some of them say that it's not painful, but just you know, uncomfortable. Like very, very, very uncomfortable. Another mom said I had excruciating pain. My contractions felt like muscle spasms and weren't very painful. I get that because I just posted a video about a few days ago about my first Braxton Hicks contraction, and they weren't painful. It just felt weird and like tightening in my stomach. And for the past few days, I've been feeling like this very, very sharp pain in my lower back. Like sharp pain that I've never felt before while being pregnant. It feels like someone is drilling a nail into my back. Like, it's very sharp. Yeah. Leave it at that. The pain was all encompassing. At first, I didn't know I was in labor and thought I needed to have a bowel movement. By the time we got to the hospital, I was at 10 centimeters. It hurt, but it wasn't that bad. Wow, she was at 10 centimeters. I felt like I was being run over by a train. I begged my hubby to throw me out of the car on the way to the hospital. It hurt so bad. It was close to painless thanks to all the training and prep work I did during pregnancy. I was induced and got my epidural early, so I only felt minor contractions. It was all fairly easy. The epidural didn't get rid of everything like I had hoped. I felt the pressure of each contraction and the pain from the crowning. I had period-like cramps until I got an epidural, then I just waited. Painful until I got the epidural. It saved my life. I still felt most of the pain even after the epidural was in. See, that's my fear right there. That's one of my fears. Going into labor, getting the epidural, and just still feeling everything. Like, to me, I just think that it's gonna numb a little bit. It's just like when you're getting your teeth worked on and the dentist puts, sticks the numbing gel into your gums, and then you still feeling it, you need a little bit more. So, I don't know if with epidurals, they give it to you, and if you're still feeling it, they give you more. I don't know if it's like that, like a dentist office experience. I don't know. Anyways, I will see. And here they have a video of a live birth, which I do not want to see because I've seen too many live birth videos. Cramping. Many moms told us that the contractions, felt like an extreme version of menstrual cramps, while others compared them to cramps from gas, the stomach flu, or a Charlie horse. I've been feeling a little menstrual crampy, lack of a better word. It was like, but I didn't feel like there were contractions really, just cramps, just regular cramps. Sometimes I feel a little nauseous, but not strong enough for me to feel like I have to actually throw up. My contractions were like menstrual cramps on steroids. Wow. That has got to be, I say that's a good way to describe it, because menstrual cramps on their own are already, you know. The cramping went from the top of my stomach down to my pubic area. It was like gas pains times 1,000. Wow. A horrible cramp that started in my back and radiated into my stomach. I think I've had back cramps before. It's back pains, you know, like I said, like a sharp pain in my back. Very painful cramping and tightening that started at the top of my uterus and spread downward through my back. Strong menstrual cramps that came and went. They would start low and radiate up my belly and around into my lower back. I don't know, for some reason mine always started up here. A lot of them saying they started down here and up there. You know, everybody's experience is different though. Everyone your experience is different. Like the cramps you get with a really bad stomach flu, but they last longer. Labor feels like Charlie horses in your lower abdomen. Tightening. Several women describe the contractions as a tightening sensation rather than cramping. It felt like my entire stomach was tightening down into a painful little ball, but the contractions were not unbearable at all. Yeah. I mean, they're explaining when they go into labor contractions, but that's the same. That's what I feel. It's like tightening, or like tightening. Like this starting to be like this is becoming okay. What else would I say? Like there isn't enough room left in there for her. So I feel everything. Look how big my stomach has gotten. Yes. This is what my belly ring was right here. Anyway. I literally felt my uterus muscles tightening. The contractions felt like my whole body. I'm sorry. Yeah. The contractions felt like my whole body was clenching. Say her whole body. It was like someone was grabbing all the skin in my back and pulling very slowly until it was tight, and holding it for a minute and releasing. I had tightening all over my belly, radiating into my lower back and rectum. It felt like someone was squeezing my belly every 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, baby. It was like someone was squeezing my insides as hard as they could. Yeah, baby. I'm just kidding. But I still need love, 'cause I'm just a man. Pounding. Some women describe labor as more of a pounding or punching feeling. Having contractions felt like being hit with something really hard. Each contraction felt like getting punched in the stomach, the type of punch that knocks all of the air out of you. It was like getting punched in the back and the stomach at the same time, but only when the epidural wore off. It wears off. You gotta go through all that to get an epidural. Just to get an epidural, they have to stick a needle, long needle, into your back. I saw the video. I shouldn't have watched it. I probably should have. Anyway. Stabbing. In some cases, the labor pain was decidedly more sharp than dull. It felt like I was being impaled on a hot fireplace poker. Okay. Oh, wait, on a hot fireplace poker. Okay. I was like, hold on, wait. When I heard poker, I said heard. When I saw poker on here, I thought she meant like, I don't know. Anywho, fireplace poker, the little thing that you use to fix the wood in the fireplace. Anyway, it was like someone took a serrated knife and stabbed me in the top of my stomach slowly sawed downward to my pubic bone, and then stopped for a few minutes and started all over again. I think that's a little intense there. I don't know about no stabbing feeling. It felt like a knife going through my cervix. I never stabbed myself, so I ain't gonna say. Burning. Several moms felt the burning sensation during the contraction and crowning. I was expecting the contractions to feel like intense menstrual cramps, but it felt more like burning. I felt a burning pain that spread across my lower abdomen and then slowly eased up as the contraction ended. During crowning, there was a definite burning sensation, but I did tear, and that made it feel so much better. Believe it or not. Wow. Back pain. We tend to think of labor pains as occurring in the abdomen, but for some, the pain is in the back. I had terrible back pain. I didn't have any contractions in my stomach like you see in the movies. It felt like a really bad backache. It felt like a Mack truck running over my spine over and over again. Was she talking about Mack from Cars? It felt like a knife in my back with every contraction. I was literally trying to get away from my own back. I can imagine that's what it's going to be like or feel like. Pain in other areas. Legs, hips, and the rectal area were also game for pain. I had rectal pain with each contraction from the very beginning. I had an hour of labor before my epidural was placed, with really bad cramping along my upper thighs. It felt as though a 400-pound man was pressing down on each hip. I felt sharp aching at my hips. It felt like someone was stabbing me in the butt and hips from the inside. I had no pain in my back or tummy. Okay. Thank you. Waves. Labor certainly isn't a trip to the beach, but many women describe the wave-like effect of contractions. Each contraction felt like a wave of pain that rose, peaked, and fell. Yeah. I could feel each contraction coming on, building and building, then peaking and coming down. When the contraction was over, I felt completely fine. I had very intense waves of pain coming right on top of one another. Pressure. Lots of women felt pressure even before the pushing stage. The most common analogy used to describe the sensation, all decorum aside, think having to poop. After the epidural, it just felt like so much pressure. I was surprised that it felt like I had to have a bowel movement rather than pressure in the vagina. You feel like you want to poop really bad, and there's some pressure pushing down. It felt like a big poop, to be completely honest. When my contraction started, I thought I had to have a bowel movement. Okay, so basically all these women just felt pressure, in their ass. Yeah, a lot of women say that the pressure just feels like having to boo, pushing, the pushing. Many women describe pushing as a relief, while others found it painful. There was a ton of pressure, and once you start pushing, it hurts so bad to stop. I can imagine. I see why I sound like. When I see the videos and they're like, "Don't push." I used to wonder why it was like so hard for them to just not push. I figured it had to be because it was painful. You don't know what you mean to me. My contractions were manageable, but the rectal pressure was intense. It was relieving to push and incredibly relieving to push him out. Pushing felt awful, like I was constipated times 100 and trying to push a baby out of my butt. Pushing was great because I could finally do something. I felt contractions during pushing that were pretty bad, but the pushing made them stop hurting. I had deep waves of intense pain up until I was able to push, and the pain became part of the background noise, as though I was in an altered state. Our bodies, ourselves. While some women felt very present in their bodies during labor, others felt separated. Another one of my fears, having an out-of-body experience. I want to be all the way there so I don't lose myself, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was not in control of my body. My body wanted to take over and do its own thing. Another one said it felt like an out-of-body experience, just like I just said. I was stuck between agony with my contractions, ecstasy when I sneaked a push in, and feeling like I was trying to stop a freight train, trying not to push when the urge was there. I have never been more in my body. It was very calm. I was working with my body and felt very empowered. I felt like my body knew what to do, and I went with the flow. I think being fearful contributes to the pain level a lot. As the fear lessened, the pain became less cruel. That's exactly what I was thinking as well, that I should just, let my body do what it do. Just stay calm and, well, I know that might be a little bit hard to do staying, without all the screaming and stuff, but still just, listen to the nurse that's delivering my baby. Just called him, I can't think of the name. Anyway, person that delivers the baby, to listen to her and just, do what I have to do for my baby to come out the way she's supposed to, and for me to stay sane or healthy or in control. Exhaustion. They don't call it labor for nothing. Moms definitely acknowledged how much work was involved. It was very consuming. I was unable to think of or do anything else after contraction started. It was a lot of physical work, kind of like doing weight training at the gym with heavy weights. If I could describe it, I would say it was the hardest work I have ever done in my life. It was exhausting. I hadn't eaten, so I had very little energy and had to be on oxygen for about half my labor. Oh my gosh. The pushing made time fly, but at the same time really exhausted me in a way that I wasn't prepared for. And the sunny side of labor. Even if your own piece from that box of labor chocolates turns out to be considerably less than nasty, remember that childbirth has a definite sunny side, as celebrated by many babysitter moms. It was the most beautiful pain I have ever felt. It was amazing. Painful, yes, but I could see with the mirror my baby coming out. I don't want no mirror. I don't want to see it. I was cracking jokes between contractions. I had a blast and was not afraid. It felt natural, like my body was meant to do it and I should just let it happen. It was painful, of course, but it was a different pain. I had never really felt pain with a purpose. Somehow knowing the end result and that it was normal made it easier to bear. Emotionally, it was amazing. Many people say the pain disappears once your child is in your arms, and they're right. Kinda what I was hoping anyways. Okay, so to discuss the topic at hand, I really hate her phone. The charger and all that bullcrap. Anywho, I'm gonna go take my mom her phone because she go crazy. She love that darn phone. Anywho, yeah, I really don't know what to say. It's like those moms gave us and me some good insight on what they felt like, you know, that what they think, what they thought labor felt like, or their contractions, and you know that what it felt like afterwards, or you know, it was good insight, but there's still that little tick of, for lack of a better word, in my mind that has me thinking, okay, that's what theirs feel like, but what will mine feel like? You know, it's still it's still questionable, like, but you know, I'm not gonna rush it. I'm gonna enjoy being pregnant while I can. In the next video, I'll be reading an article and discussing the topic of how what it feels like during pregnancy, you know, how a lot of moms feel being pregnant. Like, do they feel miserable, or, you know. But I hope you guys enjoyed that little article. I know my voice is a little scratchy and stuff because I've been up since this morning, and you can see me yawning off and on. But I also have an appointment in the morning. They gotta draw some blood, do some more blood work, and you know, check for diseases and stuff. And she said she was gonna see if I was dilating any. So that means a pap smear, I guess. That shit uncomfortable too. But anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the video and, you know, got some insight from those moms on what labor would be like, or their experiences with labor and labor pains. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and catch some shut eye because I'm gonna wake up in the morning, probably cook a little feast for my baby when he gets home. If I'm not too tired. Well, I might be tired, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be tired. But, I'm gonna sleep for about 30 to 45 minutes. And get up. And I'm gonna cook some pancakes, some eggs. He don't eat grits, but I do. I'm gonna make some grits and some of those sausages that are in there. So yeah. Alright, you guys. Peace and chicken grease, and until next time.